Welcome back, everybody. We are back for our number 8 and number 7 items of 10 tips for running a great meeting. We're covering number 8 and number 7, and I will put a link in the description for where you can click on the playlist to catch the other top 10s that we're covering here. We covered number 10 and number 9, and again, the playlist will be in the description. It'll also pop up at the end of the video. And before we get going, just do me a favor, click on the subscribe button, and then also click the thumbs up, and then also click the alert button, and I would appreciate it. And we're going to we're going to jump right in. Don't be afraid. Number 8, don't be afraid to take a topic offline. Again, covered this a little bit the last video, but one of the things that will just kill your meetings and your meeting flow is not allowing other people to, basically step on your meeting agenda. So one of the other things you can do if you're not doing it already is make sure everyone knows what they're going to be talking about, but we'll cover that in a later tip. But if they don't get back to you and you don't send it out in a timely fashion, what tends to happen is people will derail your meeting by talking about the things that they feel that they need to talk about. So you need to be able to be strong enough to just, again, encourage them to, ask if it's a topic that's critical that we need to discuss. And make sure everyone understands that if we don't get to the items on the meeting that we have scheduled right now, we're going to have to set up another meeting, potentially off schedule if it's a recurring meeting. So again, don't be afraid to step up. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask people to take this topic offline. And what you really want to key into here is making sure that if it's 2 people that are having the dialogue and you have 5, 6, 7 people on the phone or on the meeting, and it doesn't pertain to them, I strongly encourage you to have them take it offline. And if it's something that needs to be talked about with the group, then it needs to be added as an agenda item. And you need to determine if it needs to be covered on this meeting or the next meeting, and then promptly put it in an action item for you to add it to your next meeting agenda as well. So again, this is really going to help you expedite your meetings, help you get through all of your agenda items. If you can be strong enough and do it in a nice way to make sure that you encourage people to take a topic offline, but that means you're going to have to ask them, how important it is and if it's something that, is germane to everybody that's on the meeting. All right. Number 7, as you're going through meetings, whether you're delegating tasks or not, or somebody commits to doing something or sending something, even if it's not to you or for you, you need to be the facilitator and always ask when. This may be the most important question that you ask anybody during the course of a meeting, whether it be, when they're going to send an email, when they're going to respond, when they're going to finish a task, when something's due. Always ask the when, and then always make sure that you capture it in your meeting notes. So if Johnny says, hey, I'll get that email over to you, that somebody asked about that had a file that was needed. If no one else says anything, you as the meeting facilitator, you need to say, thanks, Johnny, appreciate you doing that. When do you think you're going to get that to Susie? Right? And so there's this level of commitment, and you're not dictating when they give it to them. But again, it's one of those things where you're putting the onus on them to give you a date and a time. You put it in the meeting notes. And then if they send it, you can mark it in your notes as complete, or you can leave it in for your next meeting agenda to follow up to Johnny and say, hey, Johnny, did you send that email to Susie when you promised? And then he'll either answer yes or no. If he didn't, then you need to get a new date and a commitment from him. And then you also need to ask if that's impacting Susie in any way. So asking when is one of the most, again, critical questions you can probably ask if you're running a meeting and helping facilitate a project or on a team. Always get the when, always get the commitment, and that takes the onus off of you for dictating when something needs to be done. Now, just another side note, you may know of some impactful dates that if Johnny doesn't get that file or that email to Susie with that file by, close of business tomorrow, and you know that Susie needs that to complete her task that's coming up on Wednesday, you need to also bring that up also as well, so that Johnny knows how important it is to get done. And then when you send out the meeting notes, make sure that you add that in there also. Johnny to send Susie an email with the file. Susie has the dependency that she has to complete a task on Wednesday the following day, just so that everybody's clear and everybody knows when things are due and there's no surprises. So, all right, that's it for this video. Again, don't be afraid to take a topic offline. And then the bigger one, always Ask When. All right, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button as I mentioned, click the thumbs up, and then also click the alert button, and feel free to share this video series with anybody you'd like, and I will share the playlist in the description of the video, and it'll also pop up at the end of the video for you to click on. Have a good one.